Kia ora, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good day to you, and welcome to this series about getting started with BGFX. So this video is just going to be an intro to the series and what it will cover. So why am I making this series? Well, I'll tell you about my own journey with BGFX. I tried to get BGFX working twice, and both times I failed. There are a few reasons for that. First is just my own lack of knowledge about rendering APIs. I only knew about OpenGL, and even then that was quite limited. I didn't know more advanced APIs like Vulkan, DirectX 12 or Metal. It took me creating my own renderer using Vulkan to finally understand things. Second is the lack of tutorials online. Try as I might, I could only find 2 tutorials about getting started with BGFX, and both of them didn't go beyond creating a rotating colored cube. They didn't cover things like how to add textures, shaders, depth buffers, stencil buffers, frame buffers, all that sort of stuff that comes with all the more modern APIs these days. And thirdly, the examples that are provided are quite complicated. There is a lot of code that's hidden behind macros and boilerplate code, and the examples go way beyond the topic that they're trying to cover. Now, this is not meant to trash BGFX, by the way. If we go to the GitHub page, we can see that this was updated 4 days ago, so this has been actively maintained. And if we scroll down a bit, we can see all the rendering backends that it supports: Direct3D 11, 12, Metal, OpenGLs, Vulkan, WebGL. All these platforms got Android, got iOS, Linux, macOS, PlayStation 4, Raspberry Pi, Windows, of course. So with this one library, we get all of these rendering APIs and all these platforms. The only things that it doesn't officially support is PlayStation and Xbox, and that's simply because if you want to develop on those platforms, you have to sign a non-disclosure agreement because they use their own proprietary APIs. But if your software has a good enough abstraction layer, then supporting those platforms wouldn't be too much of an effort. Anyway, so what are we going to be doing in this series? And what are we going to be using? Well, first of all, we are going to be starting from a completely blank folder. I'm talking starting with absolutely nothing. Blank folder, blank project, and we're going to be using BGFX for rendering. We're going to be using SDL for window management. We're going to be using STB image to load images from the drive. We're going to be using GLM as the vector and matrix library. FreeType to load the fonts from the drive, and IMGUI. Now this whole project will be posted to GitHub, and I'll put a link in the description below. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we are going to be setting up our project and getting a window open. So I'll see you there.